What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another picks, preview, and predictions video here on the channel covering UFC Fight Night Pereira versus Hernandez. Thank you all for joining. Smash that like button if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. First fight on the card here. Robelis Despaigne, the big boy, returns in his third UFC fight. First one went exactly how we hoped it would against Josh Parisian, getting the TKO. The second went exactly how we feared, getting freaking wet blanketed by Waldo Cortez Acosta. You're going to be late for your own funeral. What's up, Denial? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good weekend. Austen Lane, 12-5 as a pro. Recent UFC run hasn't been so good. Got poked in the eye against Tafa, then lost against Tafa, and then got absolutely starched by Denise. This one's an interesting one. I think based on the fact that Despaigne doesn't have a ground game at all, minus 350 is a little bit much. However, it's not like Austen Lane is at the same level as Acosta, as much as I hate to say it. We know that Despaigne has the death touch. We know that he has the power. His technique, it's not really there, but it worked in his first few fights. You got to imagine that he didn't take too much damage after his last fight and was just drilling takedown defense. And I know Austen Lane does have some takedowns, but Austen Lane does like to stand and bang. And Austen Lane, in my opinion, is pretty chinny right now, where Despaigne can still take a shot to give one. He has the range. He's heavier. It's not like Austen Lane is going to take him down with as much ease as Acosta. Or maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe this is the last time I ever picked Despaigne to win a fight again. But I'm picking the big boy. First round knockout, just like the regional days. All right, next fight up on this card, we got Elise Ardelean against Melissa Martinez. Now, Elise Ardelean was a short notice replacement in the, was it Shannon something or other? I forget her last name. The Irish girl out of Invicta. Anyways, she was a short notice replacement in, that's why I guess I could just look it up right here. Yeah. Oh, so Shauna Bannon. There you go. Shauna Bannon. Yes. And she ended up losing a split decision, but the fact that the fight was that close kind of raises my eyebrows a little bit. Not because of her other stuff that she does on the side, literally because of that performance. Because I thought Bannon was just going to walk right through her. Now, Bannon's proved not to be, I guess, as good as some people thought she would be coming into the UFC off the regional scene. But Elise Ardelean, she has faced some big names on the regional scene, but her wins have not come by way of good fights and good opponents. Now, she does have power. She's strong. She's thick for the division. Yeah, she lost to Belbita, who, again, not the best opponent, but like, I guess UFC caliber. Weili Zhang, where, I mean, she lasted around. Melissa Martinez is smaller than her, but I do think overall just well-rounded, overall just technique-wise better. But I kind of said the same thing about Shauna Bannon. Now, I'll say, after watching like 4 Shauna Bannon fights, 2 on the regional scene and 2 in the UFC, I'll say that her technique's actually not that good. I would say Melissa Martinez, from what I've seen, it's just hard with women's MMA, man, because it's not super consistent. But anyway, she's 7-1 as a pro, lost her UFC debut to Elise Reed. See, that's the thing, bro. It's like, you lost to Elise Reed. Come on. But other than that, she fought better opponents and got better wins, in my opinion, on the regional scene. Now, she has not been active. But she's still relatively young. So hopefully in her inactivity, she's been training in addition to nursing injuries. Oh, I'm probably going to be burned on this one. Maybe Ardelean OF Star is a good underdog here. I don't know. I'm going with Martinez, though. She looked good in her debut, so I'm concerned. She's bigger and stronger, but technique reigns supreme in this one. I'm going Melissa Martinez. This one's hard with 3 women's fights back to back to back. This will either burn us or make us money, or at least check the box for our pick. Either way, someone in the chat's crying. Jessica Penne again. We'll get back to the chat after this one. Jessica Penne against Elise Reed, and Elise Reed is back. We're just talking about her 7-4 as a pro, very streaky. Lose one, win one, lose one, win one. She's 2-3 in her last 5, minus 185. She is the favorite against Jessica Penne, who's 41 years of age, 2-3 in her last 5 on a 2-fight losing streak. However, I will say has fought like still pretty good opponents here. It's just she has not been active. Like 3 years ago, she beat Godinez in a fight that was razor thin. Beat Kovacevic when Kovacevic was not looking good at all, kind of on a skid there. Lost the decision to Ducati. Armbar by Ricci. I mean, Ricci's okay. But at least Reed, man. Yeah, Godinez absolutely destroyed her. Jinyu Frey beat her, and Jinyu Frey's undersized too. I mean, Lumen Lukbumi submitted her. Like, bro. Oh, man. She did beat Melissa Martinez, though, like I just said. I did flip a coin for this one. Heads was Elise Reed, so I picked Elise Reed to win. Jessica Penne, I guess at plus 155 is a good underdog in this one, but she's just older. They both are not super active. They both fought a year ago. I guess Jessica Penne fought a year and a half ago. This one's tough. Because like in this where I'm saying like overall, I think Jessica Penne is better. But like the age factor is real in this one. 10 years older, a lot more wear and tear. Elise Reed is strong, and I uses her strength in her grappling. That's it, though. She's slow, but she's strong, but she's slow. I literally have in my notes here. Who knows? I'm going to Elise Reed. I can't believe I'm saying that. You guys already know who I'm picking in this one, but we will do a quick little breakdown here. Those who are like city lifers, those who come to all these prediction videos and watch the UFC streams know that I never picked Joselyne Edwards to win a fight. What's up, Joshua? Good to see you. Well, PFL and then whatever's left of UFC, yeah. Penne will get the knockout in round 2. Let's go. What's up, Torres? Good to see you. Yo, what's up, Activate A? What's up, Jesus? If Lane wins... Oh, dude, I know. Hernandez TKO round 3. Let's go. He got that football CTE too. That's true. What's up, sis? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing the PFL card. It's on the schedule and the stream's already up. This is Battle of the OnlyFans. Oisha, hey father. What's up, Zach? Good to see you. I disagree. PFL only has 3 matchups that excite me. I like some of the undercard. When I went through and looked up some of the matchups, it looks like it's going to be a good card. It looks like it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for the McKee fight. Always excited to see AJ McKee fight. I love the PFL card. Lock of the week is Darren Elkins. That's a bold lock of the week. The old fuck gonna go get her. Well, I mean, they're both old fucks. What's up, HM? Good to see you. Love your number 3 favorite fighter pick. Yes, the top 10, other than Colby Covington, I liked a lot. My man PFL Superior. I don't get how everyone is so hyped for PFL, aside from the main and co-main. The only fight I'm interested in is McKee versus Hughes. I was ready to get cooked. It's the fact they have a better card than UFC. Yeah, but they were supposed to be a better card. They've been planning this one for a while. I think PFL is shooting themselves in the foot by putting the card on pay-per-view. That is true, but it's not the first, and it won't be the last that even, PFL and or Bellator has put on pay-per-view. No, check the schedule, buddy. Check the schedule. PFL Superior. They haven't had a card in 2 months. It better fucking be. That's true, but they had a really good Bellator card in the States. I will say that was a good card. The one in the UK didn't deliver. I mean, it was okay, but the one in the States, the one in California was awesome. It was very fun. Anyways, let's get to this next fight. Joselyne Edwards against Tamires Vidal. Vidal 7-3 as a pro. I liked what I saw of her on the regional scene, then came into the UFC and it was like, oof, yeah, there is a little bit of a discrepancy there. She did get a win against Ramona Pascual, but like big whoop there. Lost to Rendon, lost to Gato, and this one was actually brutal. Decent turnaround though. Like took a couple months off, 2 months training, back in 4 months. Was the last time she fought. Before them was a year ago. So staying deep. I mean, I'd like to see the activity at least this year sneak in one more for Tamires Vidal, who was near perfect on the regional scene before coming over to the UFC. She is only 26 years of age, going up against Joselyne Edwards, who's 29. Joselyne Edwards is the favorite here. She's 3-2 in her last 5. She's strong, she's long, and her jabs are good. Other than that, I don't know what it is about her style. I don't know what it is about even some of her wins. I'm not impressed by your performance. And the thing is, like, Vidal and the UFC haven't been really impressed with her performance. Her performances either. I mean, other than her win, obviously was nice, but flying knee, beautiful stuff there, but against a way lesser opponent. This one's close. I really do think this one's close. Now, this is someone who can strike in the pocket better than up against someone who is a very good distance striker. I would say each of them can grapple. Each of them are strong. Edwards maybe has the slight edge in like the jiu-jitsu because of her length. And maybe is a little bit more polished, as that pains me to say. But like in a close fight like this, I'm going with the biased pick. I'm going with Vidal. I do not want to see Edwards win again. And I want to see Vidal get back on the winning train. So I'm going Vidal in this one. That is right. I'm going Tamires Vidal. 1 KO, TKO, 2 submissions, 3 decisions. 1-2 in the UFC, 1-0 in LFA. I would say, yes, she beat Perez in Samurai Fight House, but it was due to an illegal knee. So, but again, Joselyne Edwards does have the edge in fighting better competition. 5 KO, TKO, 3 submissions, 5 decisions, 4-4 in the UFC. She lost to Perez. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never been a fan of Joselyne Edwards, and though she probably should get your guys' pick, though she probably should be the right pick, fuck that. We're going with the underdog here. We're going with Vidal, and like I said, in a fight that's as close as this one, I'm not even going to leave it to the coin. I'm going to leave it to Isha's bias. So there you go. What's up, Joselyne? What's up, Habo? What's up, Josh? What's up, AJ? Good to see you. Good to see you. AJ, I'm literally going through the predictions now. So yes. Brad Katona up against Jean Matsumoto. Brad Katona, 14-3-0 as a pro. He is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Despite a lot of the flack that he's been getting since coming back into the UFC, he is 4-1 in his last 5 fights, going up against the undefeated prospect in Jean Matsumoto, 15-0. Beat Dan Argueta via submission in his last fight. Good performance on Dana White's Contender Series and cleaned up the regional scene against really good opponents. Like, his last 5 fights have been against solid opponents, man. Brad Katona, decent opponents as well. Was able to beat Jesse Butler for a close decision. I mean, Brad Katona is a point fighter at the end of the day. Lost to Garrett Armfield, and honestly, Garrett Armfield had a great performance in that one. But again, close against Gibson. I will say, and then he had a good run on Brave. I will say that. His best fight recently was this fight against Timur Valiev. It was only a 2-round fight, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he did go 3 rounds. Split decision? Anyways, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 rounds, but it was an absolute back and forth war. I said it must have been 2 rounds, because I remember saying at the end of 2023 that if it had been 3 rounds, it would have been in contention for fight of the year, because it was that good. But that was it. He knows how to win fights. He's hard to finish. He's never been finished. 1 KO, TKO, 3 submissions, 10 decisions. Light on his feet, swings at the air a lot. Is strong enough where he can get the control time in the clinch and do enough damage to sneak out the win. I think John Matsumoto is going to just be a little bit too much for Brad Katona. I think both these guys are very well rounded. I just think Matsumoto is more dangerous, so I'm leaning with the dangerous fighter in this one. I know Katona is hard to finish, but Matsumoto doesn't rely on his finishes to always win fights. He can outpoint the point fighter. 3 KO, TKO, 6 submissions, 6 decisions. There you go. Oh, actually was a champion on the regional scene as well. And in SFT, decent league. Very well-rounded, good takedown defense. Obviously, Brad Katona is good boxing especially in the pocket. He's got them tiny T-Rex arms. His wrestling in his return to UFC has been leaving a little bit more to be desired, in my opinion. But yeah, Matsumoto, great everywhere, young prospect, and also has experience too. So we're going with him. I'll get back to you guys' comments here in a sec, guys. I literally saw a bunch of them flood in right after I took the last bunch and went back to the preview here. But we'll get back to the chat here in a bit. Matheus Nicolau against Asu Almabayev. Now, this is a hard card to predict, man. This is a hard card to predict. So I'm going to say this right now. This is mostly a preview show. My picks don't matter. Hell, I have one that's bias field anyways. Almabayev, we know where he's good at. He is a pressure, pace, cardio machine who's going to out-grapple you and try to employ some ground and pound. He is the favorite coming into this one, 20-2 as a pro. On the regional scene, some good wins, also some sus wins, but like, look, in that region with fighters who are just trying to get as many fights in, make as much money, gain as much experience, we're going to see some really good names mixed with some really bad names. Now, he has 8 decisions, 9 submissions, 3 KO TKOs, never been knocked out. He's been submitted once, though. 3-0 in the UFC, 2-0 in ACB. Beat O'Day Osborne, beat CJ Vergara, beat Jose Johnson. Now, not huge names on his resume upon entering the UFC thus far, but 3 wins in the UFC's 3 wins in the UFC. Look good in Brave, look good in M1. But like I said, it's sprinkled in some. He lost to Ulan Bekov, which ain't no shame in that. So he goes from like a 1-1 guy to a 5-1 guy, then a 5-0 guy, 14-0 to a 1-0. You know what I'm saying there? You know what I'm saying? But overall, he's solid. We know what he is. He's durable as well. Matheus Nicolau, not durable, but I would say probably more talented in some other areas. I think his offensive grappling, his like straight up jiu-jitsu, submission grappling is more impressive than Almabayev, and his striking and his style on the feet is way better than Asu Almabayev. He just has been shinning his last 2 fights. He got knocked out by Perez, and Royval finished him as well. Before then, he was on a pretty decent little run there. Now, a knocked-out match now. Who hasn't? A good win against Dvorak, and good win against Tim Elliott, who's still buzzing right now. And I know he has 4 losses, and I'm pretty sure all of his losses been via KO TKO. Yes, they have. So especially in the lower weight classes, that's not the best. But I do think Nicolau will be able to keep this on the feet for the majority of the fight, and I think he will do more than enough damage to win this if it does go the distance. I think this will likely be a close decision, but I think Nicolau will win in this one because I doubt Asu is going to KO Nicolau. And if he does, well, he has entered the Chuck Liddell phase, ladies and gentlemen. Nicolau is very good, scrambly grappler, better striking, very hard style to prepare for, good footwork, dangerous jiu-jitsu, but I think he'll keep this on the feet. And overall, I think he's fought better opponents in his career. All right. Before we get to this one, let's just quickly hit up the comments here as I see them. I see they're buzzing, ladies and gentlemen. I see they're buzzing. Don't forget to vote in the poll question as well, guys. I hate 2 people with a passion, Jamal Hill and Colby Covington. On top of that, they took 2 months off and only put together a 9-fight card and want pay-per-view. My 9-fight card that's going to be 7 hours, though. It's basically going to be boxing. Good to see you, Josh. Yo, Habo. People are definitely shooting themselves in the foot, putting this on pay-per-view. What to be fair, no one is actually buying. I bought it. If you think Vidal's gonna win, check the Discord, Joselyne. Make the PFL poll who actually bought the pay-per-view. I bet it'll be the most lopsided poll in the City Life Project history. I think I'll be the only one who voted yes. But yes, AJ, we are balls deep in the predictions. Rewind the tape, sir. Matsumoto should roll this one. Again, Jillian, it's in the Discord, man. It's in the Discord. There's a whole section where you can find that. Even my last comment. Yo, what's up, Jay Jupiter? Good to see you. Brad Katona, strange ass dude. Yes, he is. Is he Canadian? Is he Irish? I don't know. Is he just straight up Newfie? At this point, he sounds Newfie, despite being from Winnipeg. It's because he fucking lives in Ireland. Hate Brad fights. But Joselyne, it's not on yet. So that's probably the reason. It's not on for another 45 minutes. Pineda versus Elkins could be fight of the night. Not gonna lie. When in doubt, try a new type. Oh yeah, there you go. What's up, Ilcat? Okay, let's get to this next one here. If Pineda doesn't get an early KO, Elkins will work him. See, I don't know about that. Elkins has been slowing down in the third rounds more than Pineda. If anything, Pineda started to find his groove in the third round against motherfucking Nathaniel Wood in his last fight, which is a little concerning. If anything, he might have won the third round. Speaking of weird, Bryce Mitchell fighting again. Apparently, something's coming up. An announcement's coming up soon. I watched him with Helen Yee a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how there should be an announcement coming up soon. Dude, Darren Elkins is older, man. Again, Josh, I'm going on what I saw. If you didn't watch his last fight, go watch his last fight. Nathaniel Wood was walking through him in the first round, and then the second and third, Pineda actually started to come on late, which was interesting because I thought I picked Nathaniel Wood to just walk through him. So in this particular matchup where Darren Elkins is not looking good towards the end of the fights, big whoop you submitted, TJ Brown. I'm actually leaning towards Pineda in this one. Now, in this one, it really could go either way as well because you got a 40-year-old up against a 39-year-old. You got Darren Elkins, who arguably has taken more damage throughout his career in the way that he fights. And you got Pineda, who, has had to, piss hot, or has had to take steroids and piss hot to get the edge at some points. But I'm going by, what have you done for me lately? And the fact that he won the third round against Nathaniel Wood in that fight and recovering upon almost being finished in that fight shows me that he can withstand 3 rounds against Darren Elkins at this stage in Darren Elkins' career. Now, is Darren Elkins going to make it messy? Is going to make it tough for him in the first round? If he wants to win, he better. But overall, look, the only reason I'm picking Pineda over Elkins in this one is because I've seen Elkins fade recently towards the end of fights. Pineda recently in his last fight got better as the fight went on after taking a lot of damage, after recovering. And he didn't piss hot afterwards. So that's the only reason why I'm picking Pineda in this one. 28-16 as a pro. 9 KO TKOs, 19 submissions, 0 decisions. And how crazy is that? He's never, in his entire career, he's never won a fight via decision. That is pretty badass, not going to lie. 5-7 in the UFC, 1-4 in Bellator, 0-2 in PFL, and 0-1 in Elite XC. Caceres beat him. Caceres is still beating legit opponents. Not to say that Pineda is legit, but no shame in that. And honestly, I was more impressed with him in the Nathaniel Wood loss than I thought I'd be. Darren Elkins, again, 28-11, and man, so fun to watch throughout his MMA career. He brings the violence. He's a just bleed type fighter. 7 KO TKOs, 8 submissions, 13 decisions, 18-10 in the UFC. So great UFC run. Lost to Jonathan Pierce, beat Tristan Connolly, lost to Cub Swanson. This was such a fun fight. Even though he lost to Nate Landwehr. He just hasn't been the same, man. And I don't want to see either of these guys fight anymore, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, slight edge of Pineda in this one based on his last performance. All right. Jake Hadley against Cameron Smotherman. Now, this was supposed to be against Brady Heisted, and Brady Heisted pulled out here. So finally, Cameron Smotherman getting his ticket. What's up, 2 smelly fingers, to the UFC. Well, I think Jillian, maybe if it's not loading up, then that's one thing. But the event's not on yet, so it might load up once the event is on. Cameron Smotherman, the babyface killer, I believe has fought on Contender Series, but didn't get on the show. Yeah, he lost on Contender Series. Went back to the regional scene and was getting some wins. 11-4 as a pro. He is 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 3-fight win streak, going up against Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley potentially to be cut if he lost his last fight, but no, comes out and absolutely destroys Loughran on short notice, up the weight class, bro. Unbelievable performance by Jake Hadley. Bro has boxing in his arsenal. Look, He's absolutely, like, on a full camp, I think the odds are a little bit closer, but yeah, Jake Hadley's going to absolutely destroy Cameron Smotherman, especially it being short notice for Cameron Smotherman. And honestly, Cameron Smotherman just not being all that he was hyped up to be earlier in his career. He's 27 years of age, 6 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 4 decision. I don't even think his striking's that good. I really don't. He's got a good jab, and in the pocket, his boxing's fine, but his hands aren't that quick, and he doesn't have this fearful power that I thought he had, and I think a lot of people thought he had early in his regional run. His wrestling's okay. 4 decisions, 11-3 in Fury. He's Fury's golden boy. Man, he should have absolutely destroyed this guy, and it took him 3 rounds. It took him 3 rounds to break him. I'm sorry, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Ryan Mondale and people in the comments were getting mad at me because I was apparently shitting on Ryan Mondale in that one. Absolutely not. I was praising him. I was praising him for how tough he was. But let's be honest, Smotherman, though he got a win, a submission win in his last fight, it actually lowered Smotherman's stock, in my opinion. Didn't like the win against Ryan Kusei. Like, Kusei's a good opponent, but again, too close for comfort. This was an awesome win against Mando Gutierrez upon losing the Contender Series, but his last 2 fights, I'm not impressed by your performance. Whereas Jake Hadley, holy fuck, his last fight was awesome. So I'm going with Jake Hadley. I think he's the more well-rounded guy. He's got nasty jiu-jitsu. His wrestling's decent. He actually is pretty strong because he cuts a lot of weight to get to 135. And he's got some fucking boxing. So we're going with Jake Hadley in this one. I mean, man, his hands were so good in his last fight. It was awesome. It was awesome. All right, we'll get back to the live chat here after this and next one, ladies and gentlemen. Sumudaerji against G. Charles Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as you guys all know, Sumudaerji is one of the 2 guys who were involved in one of my favorite UFC fights of all time. That is right. Sumudaerji against Matt Schnell, which was a little while ago, was one of my favorite UFC fights of all time. It'd be in my top 5, for sure. It was an action-packed, I think only 2-round fight. Each of them were getting knocked down. Each of them were throwing up submission attempts. Each of them were getting mount and losing mount. It was a tremendous display of mixed martial arts. It was a tremendous bloody affair. Having said that, has not been on a good run as of late, on a 2-fight losing streak, losing to Tim Elliott, who again is still buzzing. And then match. Okay, there it is. There it is. Wow, he's not been active recently either. Is that he took a long time off since that fight. But yeah, this fight, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the best fights. I shouldn't say one of the best fights, but one of my personal favorites, because everyone watches the UFC and likes different things. Having said that, though he might be a little bit taller, a little bit lankier than Charles Johnson's better everywhere. Charles Johnson is my pick. Charles Johnson's the better striker at range and in the pocket. He's got better kicks. He's got better cardio. He looked like a Muay Thai fighter in his last fight, in a beautiful fight and win against Joshua Van. Dude, he looked like a Muay Thai fighter in his last fight. So I love his stand-up stance, which has just gotten better and developed. His wrestling is absolutely insane. Olympic fucking caliber. And his cardio just never ends. And he's durable. He can get cracked and still walk forward. And Sumudaerji has shown to have a little bit of a suspect chin, but he recovers well too. I understand why he's the underdog. I'm not picking Sumudaerji to win. He's fun to watch. I don't think he's ever really involved in boring fights, but yeah, Energy is going to get this one. And honestly, Energy should have more wins on his UFC resume. Hard to finish, has never been finished. 6 KO, TKO wins, 4 submissions, 6 decision victories. And honestly, some of these should have gone his way. I won't say that some were like absolute robberies. Some were close fights, but some, upon even rewatching my lean, should have gone his way. Like, he should be like at least 6-3, maybe even 7-2, right, in the UFC. 6-1 in LFA. What a great Jake Hadley, Joshua Van, and Azat Maxim, right? That's a great little run that he's on. And man, he's been active. I think he beat Makayev. I think he beat Osborne. I think he beat Estevam. I mean, shit, man. Sumudaerji, though, like I said, the Tibetan Eagle, 16-6 as a pro, long. Like, he's only 28, damn. 13 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 2 decisions. He's got power, man, but he'll take some shots. 3-3 in the UFC, 10-3 in Wu Lin Fen. And yeah, he needs to get back in the win column. I don't think he's going to get that against In a G, baby. In a G. Hopefully he gets another highlight reel knockout and gets that 50 G's for Energy. All right, before we get to the co-main, let's get back to the chat here. And again, 25 minutes we'll jump over to PFL. Hey, what's up, splitter of the Tides? Bro, what happened to Rafael Estevam? That's a good question. Good to see you, man. All right. I've gotten Gandhi when I'm concerned about the ground game deficiency. Isha. What's happening? I got Cyborg 2 by KO TKO. Did you know Francis is older than John Jones? Yes, Francis is almost 40. Bryce Mitchell went from I got my own octagon and trained at the farm to I made the octagon into a chicken coop. Yep. They count months as years in Africa. Jeez, what the fuck? It's because they don't age. Because they have physiques that are like 1,000 times better than us. By the time we're like each 50. My cousin, man, he's half Persian, half black, and like I'm like we're one of the youngest, my siblings and I. And I'm also half Persian, but I'm half Persian, half white. And let's just say I'm already losing my hair. You know, my skin's kind of not the same anymore. My knees hurt. He's like in peak shape. He's like 45 years old. Jesus Christ, Armin. Now, he was a professional athlete, but still. Let me tell you something, Isha. I've seen every Cameron Smotherman fight. Smotherman is not that guy. Yeah, I agree. We go and end it. Conda choke. Let's go, Smotherman. No chill. Flip that quick. Hadley and Smotherman are both not that guy, pal. Sanchez versus Clay was top 5. That was an awesome fight. Agree, but Hadley should have had it. Agree, but it depends on which version of him comes out. Bunch of good fights, several cards today. Yes, a lot of great cards today. You can tell in the first round if Hadley's going to have a shit the bed performance. What's up, Charlie? Excited for this PFL card? Yes, and we will be live for it. I didn't stay for the entire one because I was streaming. I was doing LFA last night, but I was in and out for most of it. KSW also starting. I am not. My father is. He escaped in 79, so I'm half Persian, half American, but born in Canada. Yo, what's up? Had something from Turkmenistan. No, I'm not from Turkmenistan. My wrestling would be a lot better if I was, though. Ilkat's watching fake MMA. Got you. Wrong. Just finished catching up on JMA Expo's dope event. They have tons of potential to they have tons of potential to make more. Yes, I was setting up the stream and I was watching it. I paid for it and I ended up falling asleep on my desk straight up. Woke up at like 4 a.m. and was like, oh shit. So we clearly didn't do it. He's from Crazy Mountain. Hadley looked decent at 135. I do cover Glory. We didn't cover, well, last week we didn't cover it, but I was streaming and talking about it. And then I think Glory, the one before we did. Barter, on the contrary, the event was not good. You didn't like it, Idaho? I haven't caught up on it. Don Davis claiming this card cost them more than the Sphere card is a wild, though. That is, and I don't believe it. There's always a Ryzen New Year's event this year. That will be Ryzen 50, and there might be a Bellator versus Ryzen card before it. So there might be like 8 fights, and then we get a New Year's Eve card, which would be amazing. All right, let's get to the final 2 fights here. Guys, appreciate the comments. I don't know why I clapped like that. Appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. Many thoughts. No time now. Finish those picks. Just wasn't entertaining overall. Quartet match was bad, but it's a lot better when you can just fast forward through the intermission. Keep that in mind. True. I thought the Garujima matches and main event were sick. I bought it. So, and like I said, I fell asleep setting up the stream last night. I was tired. Ooh, good point, Barter. Ryzen 50 might be Ryzen versus Brave. Oh, there might be some Ryzen versus Brave matches on the card because Ryzen did do Ryzen versus Road FC at a big event. Ryzen, the only thing taking my attention away from the breakdown. Okay, co-main event, main event. Yo, did you send me the link? Sorry if I missed some of your guys' messages on Discord. I've been so out of the... disconnected this week and just working, other than just like streaming. So, did you send me a link to watch it? Shout out to Joselyne fighting tomorrow. I will definitely check it out because I'm not streaming anything but hockey tomorrow, but I'll definitely tune into your fight. You're a mod, so share it in the chat too if you want. Rob Font against Kyler Phillips, 20-8 for Rob Font. He is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. Not looking too good for old Rob. Lost to Davison Figueiredo. Did go the distance against him, but got absolutely mauled the whole fight. Lost against Corey Sandhagen. Got absolutely mauled the whole fight. Did have a great win against Adrian Yanez. Took out that prospect, which, hey, love to see that. Lost to Chito Vera. Lost to Jose Aldo. The thing is, like, Rob Font has been fighting the top competition in his, I wouldn't even say just even in his last 5 fights, like in the last couple of years, right? So credit to him for that, but he is getting up there in age. His boxing is everything. He doesn't have good takedown defense. He doesn't have the best scrambles, and he doesn't have the best ability to get back up to his feet. And he's getting old, 37 years of age. Now, he still has that speed. He still has that power. I love the combos that he throws. 9 KOTKOs, never been knocked out. Been only submitted once, but lost. Just been dominating fights to lose 7 decisions. 10-7 in the UFC, 6-0 in CES. Kyler Phillips, 29 years of age, not really a prospect anymore. Like, this is the time where he's going to have to fight bigger names like Rob Font, fight guys at the top of the division to really prove himself now. But super talented. I think the odds are a little crazy for this one, but I understand why he's the favorite. 12-2 as a pro. 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 3-fight win streak. Insane talent here. This guy fights like he's straight up in the Matrix. Hence his nickname. His main training partner is Sean O'Malley as well, which is good at the MMA lab. 5 KOTKOs, never been knocked out. 2 submissions, never been submitted. 5 decisions, only lost 2 decisions. 6-1 in the UFC, 2-0 in LFA. On a really good run right now, beating Rojo. Barcelos is a good win. Barcelos, though he's getting up there in age, is still a very good opponent. And beat Pedro Munoz as well. Lost to Julian Paiva, was absolutely destroying him in the first round, just gassed himself out. Good win against Song Yadong. I mean, man, he's got some good wins on his resume. I mean, Victor Henry on the regional scene, split decision loss isn't bad either. I'm going with Kyler Phillips on this one, ladies and gentlemen. So I get like Rob Font is, especially with plus 350 odds, like not a bad underdog by any means, given that he has the experience, given that he's been fighting guys in the top of the division and he's hard to finish. Having said that, my official pick is Kyler Phillips. Better striker overall, not better boxer, better striker overall, has more tools for mixed martial arts. Obviously, Rob Font has the better boxing in the pocket. He'll land some really nice shots with the body. He's got good power as well, but in close range. No takedown defense, where Kyler Phillips actually has some grappling in his arsenal. Kyler Phillips has a wild style to prepare for as well. Hard to hit. Yeah, Rob Font has been fighting top guys recently, though. I just don't think it's going to be enough. I like the well-roundedness of Kyler Phillips compared to that of Rob Font, and I like his striking. And just his footwork. Like, he's hard to hit. Good movement. Good head movement. Good footwork. Hard to prepare for. All right, main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Michel Pereira against Anthony Hernandez. Now, Michel Pereira coming in as an underdog. Smash. That, because that's just good value. However, it's not a runaway pick here. Anthony Hernandez is legit, man. He's legit. And though he's a better grappler and more dangerous on the ground than he is on the feet, in the pocket, his boxing is actually pretty damn good. And in the clinch, he is nasty. Now, I know Michel Pereira is very strong. He's massive. I mean, he was massive for 170. He's still massive for 185. The strength might just be still in his favor in this one. Having said that, I do like how nasty Hernandez is in the clinch. He only has 2 losses. He's 12-2 as a pro, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. He is the favorite here, minus 135. 2 KOs, 8 submissions, 2 decisions, 6-2 in the UFC, 1-0 in LFA. He's got insane cardio as well. A great win against Roman Kopylov earlier this year. Absolutely destroyed Edmund Shabazian, Marc-Andre Barriault. So, like, pretty decent wins here. I mean, Shabazian's whatever. Marc-Andre Barriault, I think, is a little bit better just as far as, like, a durable guy. Rodolfo Vieira was a good win. Beat Jung Young Park, hard guy to beat. Brendan Allen in LFA. I mean, man, good resume. Now, Michel Pereira has been around a little bit longer. Both of them are 31 years of age. 31-11 on a 5-fight win streak right now. And what a win streak it is, ladies and gentlemen. Actually beating some legit opponents. I know at middleweight, we were kind of like, welterweight, we were kind of like, some of his wins were a little suspect. 11 KO TKOs, 8 submissions, 11 decisions. He's dangerous everywhere. 9-2 in the UFC, 2-1 in XFC. And I love that he fought in Road FC as well. Like, he went and fought in Korea where he went 3-0. Ihor Potieria sucks. Whatever win. Oleg Jacek, good win. Petrosky, good win. Ponzinibbio split decision in 2022. I'll give it to him. Not a bad win. Fialho, he couldn't finish Fialho, but that was before Fialho became Chuck Liddell. So that's what I'm saying. Since coming over to middleweight, I've liked how dominant he's been versus welterweight, just this crazy style who, like, is dangerous but can get beaten by guys like friggin' Tristan Connolly, for example. He's hard to prepare for too. He's hard to prepare for as well. How I see this one going is, like, especially as an underdog, like, you know, I might even just drop a little some on this before UFC starts. He's dangerous. His style's crazy. He has dialed it back a little bit. He has polished it up a little bit where he's not just like, actually, I shouldn't even say that because in his last fight, didn't he like land some crazy like flip stomp or attempt some crazy flip stomp? But anyways, he's wild. He's hard to prepare for. He's dialed it back a little bit, so his gas tank is a bit better. But overall, I think if Michel Pereira is going to win this fight, it's going to be by KO TKO, and it's going to be in the first 2 rounds. I think if this goes 3 rounds, 4, 5, Hernandez wins a decision and or submission. So I am going Anthony Hernandez in this one. Really could go either way. And these are the 2 scenarios. Like I said, Pereira gets a finish in the first or 2nd round, or Hernandez survives 1 and 2 and goes to work in the boxing clinch, and just starts breaking down Pereira, whether it's just on the ground as well, slowing down and already slowing down Pereira, even looking for that submission. Great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling. Really good boxing in the pocket. Tough as nails. But as we know, Michel Pereira is very, very dangerous. I do think if Hernandez can get top position on the ground too, he can either get a submission or just finish him with some elbows and ground and pound. However, Michel Pereira, especially in the first couple rounds, is very scrambly. Okay, before we get back to you guys' comments, lock of the week for me in a G. Degenerate parlay, Michel Pereira, Matheus Nicolau, Brad Katona. Safe parlay, Jake Hadley, Kyler Phillips in a G. It was actually hard to put a safe one together, but there's some value on the degenerate one. All right, back to you guys' comments, and we're going to hang up the gloves and hop over to PFL. Bangkok ready? Dude, he's been training at Tiger Muay Thai. Good luck, Jelani. The quintet was fine. Garajima was bad. Could be good, but it was bad. Old guy versus very young guy. Same theme. Uptel Gunji fight, which was amazing. And Boka versus Kuzi was fun. Nice. To me, that doesn't equal good card. Lost to Paiva's cray. Yeah, but he gassed himself out in the first round. He's done martial arts demonstration. Ninja Samurai and Lamus was Aikido. Aikido would be lame, but I like martial arts demonstration stuff, so I'd probably nerd out on that. Taito Gunji versus Bogdan was a banger. Okay. They have used hammer fists. You don't watch MMA. Why is everyone sleeping on Fluffy Hernandez? Man, well, he's the favorite, so I don't know why everyone's sleeping on him. I picked Fluffy, but then according to my rule, if you think a fighter is close and one guy has a clear physicality advantage, you go with the more physicality gifted, so switch. Also, that applies to Brazil. Gonna need it. The guy I'm fighting has only 10 less fights than me, and he's coming off 4 straight KO TKOs. Damn. I thought Vidal was a good underdog at plus 205. The other girl looked terrible at the weigh-in, and she's a bad weight cut. But then I realized Vidal's last fight, she quit from a tip punch, so F her. Fair enough, Ferg. Boots in the Ferg. Poteria beat Shogun. He is good. He beat a old, battered Shogun 10 years after his prime. He's not good. He's not good at all. Picking Hernandez, but wouldn't be surprised if Pereira wins. Yes, you are a casual, Ilkat. You are a casual. Pereira doesn't have the cardio to go 5-round decision. He has to start using EPO. I don't know, man. What was the safe / YOLO? Safe, Jake Hadley, YOLO. Jake Hadley, Kyler Phillips in a G. Degenerate, Michel Pereira, Matheus Nicolau, Brad Katona, which, like, there actually might be some value on that degenerate parlay. Guys, relax and chat. I don't like it when my friends fight. I couldn't write the names down fast enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, that does it. We'll be back in 20 minutes for PFL Battle of the Giants, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Let me just share the stream link for you guys in the chat right now. Yeah, this is one of the rare weeks where I'm like, honestly, I'm more confident in the degen parlay versus the safe. Like, there's not really that many safe guys on this card. But here's the link, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the link to the stream. I think he's really good, and honestly, I nerd out on his YouTube channel. I love that shit. It's like late 90s, early 2000s, like skate video, schizo type of content. And I think he's very, very talented. I can't wait to see him get into a war and get challenged. But I mean, like, Cameron Simon was a good step up in competition, and boom, he starched him. Basically ended Cameron Simon's YouTube career. What was the second pick in the YOLO? Matheus Nicolau, Michel Pereira, and Brad Katona are the degenerate parlay. As long as Energy wins, I'll be happy. I think he'll win. Even if he loses, he actually wins. That's what's the beauty about Energy. 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. We will be live for this. Don't forget to vote in the poll question as well. Best fight card of the day. KSW 99, PFL Battle of Giants, UFC Fight Night, or whatever this boxing match is that we're going to be streaming later as well. We're getting Angry Jay afternoon. Is he already angry? We're getting angry Hank. I know it. I know Hank just read 3 women's fights in a row in the UFC and smashed his table. But anyways. Woo-saw Hank. Woo-saw Jay. It's going to be a fun day. Anyways, guys, that is... Oh, dude, there you go. That is it for the picks and predictions video. Join me in about 15, 20 minutes. You don't even know. Talbot is a beast. He could be champion one day. I have but seen a fraction. Oh, you did the Rise card? I thought Rise was tonight. I will never understand it, man. I will never understand it. Anyways, before we go down that rabbit hole, smash that like button and subscribe, guys, and we will be back in 15-20 minutes for PFL Battle of the Giants, Ngannou versus Ferreira. We will keep tabs on KSW as well, so if you have any questions on that, I'll probably fire it up on another screen. Peace. By the way, Peace I'm Out hoodies will be in the merch store very, very soon. I never pump our merch store because you guys want to support the channel. That's awesome. Appreciate it. It's just the citylifeproject.com, but we will have just simply Peace I'm Out shirts with the City Life logo on the back. Same with hoodies. Same with crew necks coming out this winter season. So get you some Peace I'm Out shirts coming up soon. But that's it. We'll see you for the next stream. Like and subscribe. Comment your picks in the live chat. Always remember. We'll see you for a little PFL here in a few minutes. Thank you guys for joining. PFL, UFC, boxing, back to back. And then I think some kickboxing later tonight. We shall see. See you guys for PFL in a few minutes. Peace. Yeah.